Hi guys, welcome back. So in the last two lessons we've looked at changing the amplitude of the graph and changing the period of the graph, and we've been making really good progress with that. So what we're going to do now is put those into harder questions and questions that are more likely to come up in tests and exams, and we're going to put both those together and focus on doing both of those things in one question. So just looking at what we've learned quickly so far, we have developed our equation so that we know y is equal to a sine b of x and y is equal to a cosine b of x. And we know a here is the amplitude a, and we know what to do to our key points is multiply all our y values by a, or modulus a, which is called the absolute value because it's always positive. Next of all, we have our period b, which tells us how many rotations are in 360. So what we do is we do 360 divided by b to get our period, and then to alter our key points, we divide, notice how it's different, multiply for y, or multiply for amplitude even, and divide for our period, divide x values by b. And that is what we do. So in this lesson, we will be looking at, first of all, making sure amplitude reflects the equation, and second of all, making sure our period reflects the equation. So, just a quick reminder, amplitude is the maximum height, period is the length that it takes to complete one cycle. So now that we have recapped these two concepts, let's go ahead and take a look at our examples. Right, so taking a look at our first example, sketch the graph of the equation y is equal to 3 sine 2x, and it wants us to sketch the graph between 0 and 360. So this is where the method I was showing you in the other lessons really comes into its own and illustrates why it's good to do it this way. So first of all, using that method, our original points for sine we know are 0, 0, 91, 180, 0, 270, minus 1, and 360, 0. And then first of all, we can either choose to do our amplitude first or period first. It doesn't really matter. Amplitude and period, it doesn't matter which order you do them in. So I'm going to just do amplitude first. So 3 sine x. And again, you could do this in one step and just go to 3 sine 2x in 1, because one's changing the x values and one changing the y. But for simplicity's sake, for this example anyway, I'm just going to change them one by one so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So first of all, we know for amplitude we multiply every y value by the amplitude, which is 3. So our x values stay the same, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Now, our y values multiplying by 3. 0 times by 3 is still 0, 1 times by 3 is 3, 0 times by 3 is still 0, minus 1 times by 3 is minus 3, and 0 times by 3 is still just 0. And here are new points. And now next, we're going to go on and do our final translation to give us 3 sine 2x. Now, doing this, what does 2 stand for? Well, 2 is b, and we know the period is equal to 360 divided by b, which is 2, so period is going to be done in 180. So if a period is done in 180 and we're going to 360, that means we're going to have 2 full cycles. So we also know for our key points, to help us draw the equation, we divide every x value by 2. So our y values stay the same, 0, 3, 0, minus 3, 0. Our y values stay the same. And then Period is 2, so we divide every x value by 2. 0 divided by 2 is still 0, 90 divided by 2 is 45, 180 turns into 90, 270 turns into 135, and then 360 goes into 180. So now we have our final set of points here. These are our final set of points. Now we can draw on our graph.